Hey, so I realized that lately I've been dressing up for my classes as well as these online videos. And on top of that, I have been experimenting with makeup. And the fun part of it is that other than finding it very enjoyable, it's my kind of ritual of preparation for the class, along with the lesson plan and like reflecting on my students and what they need. I also kind of indulge, and indulge means like to enjoy and to spend some time like putting makeup on. And the funny part is that many students' feedback is that they have noticed that. So they commonly ask me, wow, like who puts makeup on you? Like how do you select? You always have a perfect match, between the colors on your face and your nails and your outfit. And I realized that this is something really recently. The reason might be because I was taking care of my kids for like 3, 4, 5 years, and I never bothered, about any kind of, luxuries like taking care of myself. So I kind of compensate for that now. And I find this introduction, this personal storytelling, quite relatable to what I would like to talk about today, which is colors. So I love phrases in English that contain any kind of colors and words with that, starting with colorful. It's a colorful world. This is a colorful page, or it's a colorful picture. And then you can also use some vivid colors, to highlight and to underline, so you can memorize better some words. So vivid. This is a great word. You can use it for like vivid imagination, to have vivid imagination, or like today I'm wearing some vivid blue color and stuff like that. What I want to do is like to really show my true colors. And that's a great expression because it is commonly used. You might have heard it in the movies, like, I don't know, I have always found him to be like shy guy, but when he was on stage, he showed his true colors. Or like you seem to be nice guy, and then you show your true colors, meaning like you're actually the opposite. You are arrogant, or you are mean, something like that. So that's the bottom line. Like, what is your true color? It's funny because, if you have studied our aura system, they are always shown in colors, and actually they attach the state of your body to the color that you emit, something like that. So we are actually colorful human beings. My favorite color, when kids ask me, like, Mommy, what's your favorite color? I always go for a single color, which is this one. Like, do you know how to say it, how to call it in English or in your own language? So it is green, but it's a particular kind of green. It is emerald color. So emerald is a beautiful deep dark green. It's kind of, there's also like diamonds or gems. I'm not sure about the quality of the precious stone, but there is like an emerald. And the thing is, speaking of our aura system and our body colors, they assign color emerald to our heart. So the color of the heart, like metaphorically or like spiritually, is actually not red. It's like physically red, but it is actually emerald color of this region. That's what I've heard. You can check it out, guys. Okay, let's bring out some exciting phrases. If you're in the pink, of course, pink is always has positive association, like you can watch through pink glasses. But if you're in the pink, it means you are in or of perfect health condition. You are, in a very good stage of life, so you're in pink. I love that. However, if you go in the red, that's kind of red flag because it means that you are in debt. If you're in debt, it means you kind of have issues with money. So you might owe money to somebody, or you might have lack of money. But whatever the reason, whatever the story, the background story, you always wish to go from being in the red into being in the pink. And that's manageable, trust me. I've been there a couple of times, and that's manageable. So it's only about the perception of the color, All right, you could hear, if you're a fan of Madonna, I don't know what generation you belong to, but I was a huge fan, and Madonna and Cyndi Lauper, and they both have songs containing some colors. So Madonna sings about being true blue. Now, to feel blue, to be blue, it means kind of to be sad, to be in kind of sorrow period, or you might be grieving, or you might be heartbroken, or you might be sad, so you're blue. And if you're true blue, it means like you're basically loyal to something, you stick to someone, you're true blue about someone. So, I mean, if you're like completely in love with someone, I mean, you are loyal because your heart belongs there, right? It just takes you there. I'm just like thinking out loud. If some of you is getting married, and I commonly have some students who are either getting married, preparing for getting married, and then I always tell them, what they say, you should always bring something old, something new, something borrowed, and something blue. In original, there is also the ending, and a silver sixpence in your shoe. So it means like these items actually bring luck, to a bride. A bride is the lady who's getting married. So they bring luck to a bride for her wedding day. So I also wore that. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, don't bother. It's just like it's just color thing. So as long as you're in the pink, and as long as the color of your heart is right, which is emerald. So don't bother about that. Speaking of silver color, because you have to have a silver sixpence in your shoe to bring you luck, and money, because money brings luck in the marriage, So there are also a few expressions featuring silver. They're my favorite one. So if you've got silver bullet, it means you have like a very direct, effortless, so very easy solution to a problem. It's kind of quick fix. So we've got silver bullet. That's something very good. You want to, if your manager tells you that, or if you come up with a silver bullet, that's great. All right. Another thing is you might have heard about to be born with a silver spoon in your mouth. Now this you can associate to people who were born into wealthy, privileged families. So it's like literally and metaphorically, you are basically given everything with a silver spoon. Now that's something very, as I said, privileged, and you're kind of blessed. So you've got some silver color here also. When I pay attention to these idioms, to these expressions, there is a word like silver lining. So if you say like every situation has a silver lining, or every cloud has a silver lining, it means basically that there is always something positive, some benefit, some advantage that comes from a difficult, unpleasant, stressful situation. So like we've been through this whole corona crisis, so you could say like there is a silver lining to it, which is like people have learned to take more care. Sorry, I'm not going to cut this one out. Okay, so like people have learned to take more care about themselves, or like they have discovered some new business models, like online working, home officing. So these are all silver, like that silver lining. These are all positive outcomes of something negative, of a negative, unpleasant situation. So that's my favorite thing. And final note. Yeah. Two final notes, something that relates to my culture, I would say red tape. Red tape, if you have heard it, or if you belong to countries of the former, socialistic regime, communistic regime, what tends to happen in those countries that they still have this whole lot of administration, bureaucracy, and unnecessary paperwork, and this is called it's the red tape. And I often hear this from my American associates and business partners. They come over and they say, wow, there's like red tape in Croatia, because there are like literally a bunch of paperwork. There's a bunch of paperwork to be filled in order like to start business or to register yourself in the country. Okay, so we are working on it, collectively as a country, but that's the idiom. What I would like to finish off with is like to wrap up the whole story and go back to the beginning, which is the song of Cyndi Lauper. Check out her song called True Colors, because she's like obviously comforting somebody in that song. To comfort means to you want to help him out, try to ease the pain. So she's comforting someone by saying, if this world makes you crazy and you think like you can't bear it, come and I will help you out find your true colors. So see you later, guys. Bye bye.